What is up, Diecast collectors? Welcome back to another Diecast review on Project 94. Today, we are going to be taking a look at Ty Gibbs' 2021 Interstate Batteries Throwback Toyota Supra for Joe Gibbs Racing. This car is a throwback to the Interstate Shark car from 2002. And I'm really excited to look at this diecast because honestly, there are not a lot of supercars that make it to MOQ and get produced. But this is Ty Gibbs, so why wouldn't we get a car of his released? Now, we're not going to be able to get a Monster Energy, and a lot of his cars got DMP'd, and this is one of the very few that were made for the Toyota Supra mold, and we got another one. This one's Ty Gibbs, and it's kind of cool that it's this one because this is a throwback that a lot of people like, including me. I really like this diecast. And it's really cool to see such an awesome looking paint scheme on an awesome looking mold. And definitely going to be really excited to take a look at this one. So let's take this one out of the box. Let's take a closer look. And here is the diecast itself. Now I really do see this diecast going up in value. Mostly because there's not a lot of Supras made. And because the throwback is so nice. And right off the bat, the green looks really, really good. As bright as it was back in 2002, this is a really, really nice car. And of course, I do remember this paint scheme, seeing highlights of it with Bobby Labonte behind the wheel of it, of course. This is probably my favorite version of that Interstate Batteries car, so I'm really glad this is the one that they chose for the throwback. And so, without further ado, it's time to get to the diecast review. And of course, is that a Supra? Indeed it is. Well, it's an A90. So is it really a Supra? So you got number 54 right there, Joe Gibbs Racing. Toyota Supra right there. Pretty good job wrapping this one. Let's see the hood here. A little decal paper on the hood right there. Got Interstate Batteries, Xfinity, Gibbs. Of course, you got Simpson, ARP, and Sunoco. Goodyear. Got the NASCAR International Throwback logo right there. The purple NASCAR Xfinity Series logo, because the banner is purple as well for 2022. Got Mobile One, Lincoln Welders, Arrowhead. NASCAR Salutes, got number 54 right there, Ty Gibbs. You got Toyota, Sports Clips, and JD. Interstate Battery 70 years anniversary. You got Siemens, Mac Tools, Interstate Batteries again. Sherwin-Williams, Lincoln Welders, and Mobile One with the exhausts. Got Interstate Batteries right there. And of course the back. And of course there's a lot of weird things going on with the decals. It's got like a kind of a white outline to it and another green outline to it. Just the way the decal package came onto the car. So got the Toyota logo, the red box Toyota logo, the John 316, Interstate Batteries, number 54. Got the taillights, the exhaust, the rear view camera right there. The Toyota logo, GR Gazoo Racing Supra. And of course, got Interstate Batteries, got Gibbs. And of course, the number 54 on the top. So for the paint scheme itself, this is the 2002 Shark car. It's pretty interesting that they called it the Shark car. I don't know why. I did a little bit of research before I did this video, and that's what they're calling it. Pretty interesting design. I do not have the car that Bobby ran back in the day in 2002, so I really cannot compare the car, unfortunately, on the camera for you guys. But yeah, just take my word for it. It is that car. So a lot of people may have not seen it before, what this paint scheme was, so I'm going to go ahead and review it for you guys. The green on here is actually a really nice balance of like a bright green and like a dark green. It's like a really interesting type of green on this car. It's a really nice looking green, honestly. Of course, you got the white Goodyears on the throwback. Although I see a lot of people using this as like a primary for Ty Gibbs or whoever they want to throw in here. But of course, you got the really nice looking green. That's the first spray coat is in that color. And of course, you got a black splitter, a black spoiler. And of course, in the front here, it starts out with the white outline to those really red, sharp angles, almost like teeth in the front, which really makes the Supra look even more aggressive. Now we're going to go look at the side. Of course, it's got the very jagged edges just spiking across the side and even under the headlight right here. Just going across the number 54, and of course got the red, like lightning bolt sort of, with the white outline just kind of streaking across the side as well, which looks really, really nice. It's almost like a reddish orange, the same color as the 54, And let's go ahead and take a look at that. You have a black shadow, a white outline, and a red number fill-in. Really nice with that 54 font. We're going to see it in the Cup Series, which is going to be interesting to see the 54 come to the Cup Series. This is really supposed to be Kyle Busch's 54, but of course Joe Gibbs, I guess, has the right to it now, so Kyle Busch kind of lost one there with the number, but oh well. At the 54, and it really, really looks sharp with that style, that color scheme, which is really, really nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and assume this is the same type of 18 color palette that was on the original car. And of course, it goes all the way to the back with the red outline, but of course you're not gonna see it because it's covered up by the fake exhausts, decals, and of course it's got some black spikings over it, which you're probably not gonna be able to tell because once again it is kind of covered up, but you can tell that it's there. And of course, you got the Interstate batteries again, and yeah, guys, it's a really interesting design. And of course, the Supra casting returns. Of course, you've got that really like funky roof line for the 164. Kind of like a big like windshield. It's like really big. Usually they're not that big, but for the 164, I guess they wanted to make it look like a Supra even more. Just the 164 Supras, there's not a lot of these made, and that's really a shame because I really, really love this casting. This is a beautiful, beautiful casting. I mean, it's not the most accurate thing in the world. I'd say the front and the back are the most accurate parts of the casting for the 164. The roof isn't really that accurate to the real Supra. I think they did it just to make it kind of look, it almost looks like cartoony, which is kind of funny to say that, but you know, I don't mind it. I kind of like it for the diecast. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, honestly. Even though I actually do kind of like it, though. It actually kind of makes the thing look more sportier, which is kind of part of the Supra's identity. Of course, you have Get Biofuel right there, and just the idea, and I believe Ty Gibbs was born when this car was out there, so that's really going to be interesting fact around this car, that they even chose it for Ty. Kind of cool he got to run this. I'm actually really glad because Interstate Batteries has such nice throwbacks. Really, really nice cars. They had a couple nice ones with Kyle Busch and, of course, Ty Gibbs, and Brandon Jones even had one, which unfortunately that car did not get made. It would have been cool if it did. I'd say out of all the Interstate Batteries throwbacks I've seen for Joe Gibbs Racing, this is the sharpest one that they've done here. I just really like this car, man. This is going to be a popular seller. People are already bulk buying this. So if you want this car, I definitely get it soon. It's a brand new one. As of this video, you can pick it up. I highly suggest you guys get it soon if you haven't already. This car is definitely going to go up in value. This is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looking diecast. And on top of that, just, of course, the shape of the Supra, just the aggressive hood lines, just the sharp styling. You know, it's got a beautiful paint scheme. It's a throwback. And it's just, there's a lot of good things about this car. It's another Xfinity Series diecast, which there's not a lot of. So Joe Gibbs Racing, they kind of get a lot of the diecast for the Toyotas. We don't really see any other Toyota team like Sam Hunt Racing gets 164s. It's mostly Junior Motorsports, and honestly, I kind of like when they do diecast for like other teams other than just the Chevy ones, because I feel like we get a lot of those. We don't really get a lot of Fords and Toyotas, which is kind of the reason why I got this one. I mean, when am I going to see this car again? If I didn't get this car when I got it, I don't know if I ever would have gotten it because people are bulk buying this one. This is going to be a really rare car. I honestly feel like this is probably going to be a really seen after Ty Gibbs diecast. And he has a 360 view of it. Here's the front of the car. Here's the hood. It's the right side. It's the back. It's the deck lid. It's the roof, left side, and the chassis. And that has been the review of Ty Gibbs's Bobby Labonte throwback, the throwback to his 2002 primary, the Shark. Kind of an interesting name for his car, honestly. It really does really look aggressive, though. I really, really, really love this car. This is one of those cars that you are going to want to have in your collection. And, of course, this car cannot have Monster Energy, so where it had Monster Energy here, they had to take that off. But, regardless, it's still a nice-looking car. So, if you guys want this one, you can pick it up still. As of right now, this is a new release. And that is going to be it for Ty Gibbs' 2022 Interstate Batteries throwback from the NASCAR Xfinity Series Darlington race. So thank you all for checking this one out. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecasts.